Howdy, howdy. Welcome on into the pre-show before the free show. I'm really loud. I had to turn myself down.
You are loud.
I'm just loud in general, so I just had to turn myself down a little bit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on to the pre-show before the free show. I'm
You
Greg.
look tall.
Sorry.
I think it's just the camera angle, but you look really tall.
I am kind of tall, though.
You are tall. Yeah,
like
you're
I'm
tall.
like
you're
I say
you're over average height, right?
Yeah, I'm 6 foot and about a half inch.
Okay, that's like above.
I'm not quite
average.
I don't know. I don't want to claim that I'm 6'1" because I'm not 6'1".
Yeah, like I feel like for guys it's different. Like you can't just be like,
No,
yeah,
you can't
like I'm
round-
6'1".
you
You know, you
can't
can't round up.
I don't
Like
think you
me,
round
it
up.
doesn't matter.
You can round up.
I can round up, but you,
I think
you're gonna get looked at it.
I think
differently
well,
if you do.
The other thing is, I think if you are over a certain height, you can't round up. Like,
Yeah.
if you're 5'10" or above, you probably can't round up.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not 6'1", because the other thing is, like, if I were 6'1", there would be like expectations.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I should be able to dunk if I'm
Yeah,
6'1".
yeah, but you
know what
don't
I mean?
you don't want to have that kind of pressure on you,
No.
right? So
No,
that's why
no.
you can't round up
No,
there.
I don't want to be 6'1". I want to be 6 foot
Okay,
and a half inch, like a little taller than 6 foot.
All
Like, for
right.
example, my wife is 5 foot tall.
my wife.
She's 5 foot tall, and if you were to get out a laser measure, she might be under 5 foot tall.
That's wild.
She might be. It's close. It's very close. But she's 5 foot tall, and I don't think anybody's gonna
Y'all are
complain.
actually a foot apart. That's crazy.
Yeah, we are. But she, that's she. I have tiny wife. I've said that before.
She's so little.
But she can, like, she is like, if you're getting the laser out, she might be like 411.99999.
Right. Like almost there, but not quite.
Right. But like I don't have a problem with her rounding up to 5 foot.
Honestly,
it's also easier. And I also think that there's a stigma of like if you're under 5 foot, people are like, "Oh,
yeah,
you're really short." It's like, no, she's just small.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I stopped growing in junior high.
What are you, 5'3"?
I think I'm 5'3", maybe 5'3.5", but I think I stopped growing in junior high.
I was 5'4". Like I stalled out at 5'4" in middle school from like the time I was like 4th grade until like 7th grade. I was like 5'4", like stalled out.
That's wild. I can't imagine you 5'4".
And my mom will tell you that like I would come home and I would be like, and I started playing football at that point. So then that's when you kind of start noticing bigger people, like how big people are.
Yeah.
Is when you do sports.
Yes, especially as a male.
Yeah, exactly. As a male. And I'm playing football and I'm like 5'4", 100 and whatever pounds. And I remember going to my mom and like being very worried that I was going to be 5'4" forever.
For the rest of your life.
I'm going to be
your
5'4"
dad tall?
forever. Yeah, I'm taller than him though.
Okay.
I think he's shrunk. That's what happens too. Gravity
right.
gets you. I think he at his tallest was like 6 foot, maybe like 6, maybe 5'11". But like he's tall. And then my mom is like 5'6", 5'7".
That's
so
pretty
like
average.
about average. But my wife's entire family is small. Her dad is like 5'7".
Really?
And like her mom is shorter than her, like by like a half
really.
inch.
Wow. So she's definitely under 5 foot.
Yeah, and then her whole family. You go to family reunions, and I am a giant. Like they were super fired up when I proposed because they're like, raising that average, baby.
Do you feel like Boban in that sense?
I really am. Like so one
average.
of the very first when my wife and I have been dating since we were in sophomores in college.
Right.
We've been dating for a long time. We've been together for that was 2006.
Long
We've been
time.
together for like 16 years.
Long time.
But one of the first, in fact, the first time that I really met her extended family, I met her folks and her brother, but I'd never met her extended family, was at her aunt's wedding. Her aunt got married in summer of 2006. And so all the family's there. And when I tell you, like, the whole family's just kind of smaller.
Right.
And so, like, her tallest uncle is like 5'9". And so I'm walking in, and they're like, who is this dude?
Who is this?
What is going on? You are not one of us.
He must play basketball.
You are not one of us. But like, yeah, I would be the number one draft pick in the
out of
O'Neal
the family.
Draft. Yeah, exactly. I absolutely would.
My family, we're pretty average height. None of us are super tall. None of us are super.
I met
small.
your mom, and
my
she
mom
seemed
is,
like she was.
I think she's
height.
a little bit. She played basketball actually in school. Yeah, so she's a little bit taller than probably the average women's height. My dad's pretty short. He's probably like 5'11". 5'10", 5'11".
That's
and then
not short.
my brother, it's like it's not
That's
short,
average.
but it's average. Yeah. And then my brother's about the same. So we're pretty average here.
What do you think is the average American?
I'm a little under average.
All right,
I
let me
think,
ask you a question.
Okay.
What do you think is the average American male height? American male. This is 20 years and up.
I'd probably say 5'11".
5'9".
Really? So 5'11".
There are more
tall.
short kings out there than you know. A lot of
Yeah.
short kings. Shout out to our short kings.
Shout out to our short kings.
Because the one thing.
What about women?
Let's see.
I'm curious.
Female. What do you think?
I'd probably say 5'6".
5'4". You're overshooting by 2 inches. On
Wow.
Yeah.
5'4".
So you're like
average?
you're a lot.
So
closer
I'm
to
average. I'm a lot
You're
closer to
real
average than I
close to
thought I
average.
was.
You're in the fat part of the bell curve. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're in the fat part of the bell
Aw.
curve.
I like that. I've always thought I was short.
And no, I don't. No, you're not.
My mother's in the comments and she's 5'8", so
There you
she's
go.
pretty
Yeah,
tall.
she's pretty tall. But then we have 2 sons.
Yeah.
Hank is very tall. Hank is going to take after me.
Yeah.
And obviously there's still a lot of time to go. But Max.
But someone's got to take after Jen. Short
Max-
king. We love it.
Max is small and chunky. So he took after,
so cute.
and actually, I'm just blowing up my wife's spot. Hi, honey. She was a real chunky baby too, which is crazy because she's like very petite now.
Right,
but like
right.
she was a super chunky baby.
Yeah.
And Max definitely
Max
takes
is falling
after
on
her.
that path.
Yeah, so it's like Hank is in like the 68th percentile in height, like doing well, and Max is in like 20th.
That's okay. We love short kings.
Love our
just as much as we love tall kings.
We stand our short kings. All right, hit the theme next bell. Pickle. Hit the arrow sign. Yes, yo! From the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful Lewisville, Texas, it is Texas Football Today, a show that is a mere 3 weeks away from the first Friday night of the Texas high school football season. We're less than 3 weeks away from actual high school football games.
That's crazy.
It's like 20 days?
Yeah.
How about that? My name is Greg Tupper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine, TexasFootball.com, corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Whether you're watching us live, TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, or you're listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local, mediocre internet show. I'm sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. QB2. My Mal Pal, your Mal Pal, everybody's Mal Pal. She's Mallory Hartley. Hi, Mallory.
Hey, guys.
Thanks for filling in.
Yeah.
I know you've been busy.
Always happy.
You did ROF on Wednesday because you're the producer of Republican Football.
Yes.
You did WTF yesterday.
Yes.
Because you and Pickle, you're the co-host and producer of Women Talking Football.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're here.
Now I'm here. It's been a busy week.
A lot of FaceTime. Mallory Hartley. Today is Friday, August 5th, 2022. 111 days till Thanksgiving. Time to start planning.
Time to start buying those meats.
Put together your menu. This is the perfect time to put together the menu for Thanksgiving, 111 days. Normally we do a birthday today, but today's a very special day. Happy 1 year anniversary.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
To Mallory Hartley.
Yay.
It's your 1 year anniversary of working here.
It is. Can I tell my story about what happened this morning, too? Okay, so I get up, and I'm super excited because I'm like, I've been working here for 1 full year. I signed my contract a year ago today. So I was like, I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna do my makeup, look presentable.
I like how this job, and it's true, you're absolutely right, but this job is such as like, I'm gonna wake up and be like, do like
presentable,
try to look nice for my coworkers, because like all of us, I don't want to speak ill of other people, but like certainly me, I ain't trying to look good for y'all. I'm like, whatever.
So that's why I was like, I'm going to try and look good today. So I get up, leave my house a little bit early. I go to Dutch Bros, one of my favorite coffee places. I get my favorite drink. I come in early, open my email, start doing emails. I pick up my drink, slips all over me.
Oh no!
So I got 2 sips of my overpriced Dutch Bros cold brew this morning, and I dropped it. But
well, at least
I'm still happy.
At least it's cold brew.
Yeah, that's true.
Could have been worse. Could have been painful.
True.
Anyway, happy anniversary, Mallory. We are so thrilled that you're part of our team.
Thank you.
Episode 1429. On today, is that right? Yeah.
Yep.
On today's show, folks, I talked with the head coach of Stephen F. Austin, the always understated Colby Carthel. Talk about them Lumberjacks. I think great chance to win their conference this year. We'll talk about that.
Sure.
In the back half of the show, it's Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday, answering your questions about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, what it's like to work here for a year, things like that. Get those questions in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll answer as many as we can here at the back half of the program. But first, Mallory, do we have first 4 through the door?
We sure do. It was Aaron Arbuckle, Just Chad, Tony Blaylock, and Miss Terry Adams. Welcome in, fellas and lady fella.
Welcome in, fellas and lady fella. And your mom's in the comments too, right? So
yeah, but she's on Facebook.
That's fine. Whatever. Shout out Rhonda too.
Shout out Rhonda.
So I want to shout out the lady fellas.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Anyway. All right. One thing off the top. I know you're all like jonesing for the magazine. I want you to have it too. The magazine is on trucks. It's on its way to stores right now. What I would do, it will be. It's probably going to be in some stores today.
Yeah.
Like realistically, I'm telling you, I'm giving you as much. I don't know how to
We don't control that, really.
No, I don't know what to tell you guys other than, it's on trucks. I promise you it's getting there. What I would do is wherever you get the magazine, whether it's grocery stores, bookstores, wherever you get it, normally, call them and just say, hey, do you have the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine?
Yeah.
And see that. Don't run around because, gas is still over $3 a gallon. So,
right.
Save that gas and save the environment. So, or you can go to texasfootball.com/subscribe. We'll mail one to you. So that's your update for today. They are on trucks. We're getting them out as quickly as we can, I promise. Malpal, while we were at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in San Antonio, we talked with a number of coaches, a lot of high school coaches, but also a handful of college coaches. One of them, head coach of those Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks, Axum Jacks.
Axum.
Our buddy Colby Carthel. Always low-key, always reserved. Really got to pulling teeth to talk to this guy. That's a joke if you know anything about Colby Carthel. Here's my conversation with SFA head coach Colby Carthel here in Texas Football Today.
Greg Tepper, Dave Campbell's Texas Football and TexasFootball.com here at the THSCA Coaching School and Convention in San Antonio with an old friend. We go back a long way now.
I'm only 45, man. Don't call me old.
It's Colby Carthel, the head coach of your Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. How's life in Nacogdoches?
It's like it is anywhere in Texas. It's hot and dry right now. Even in East Texas, we haven't got much rain, but it's football season's nearing, so there's some excitement and anticipation around the Piney Woods.
Well, and there's excitement and anticipation for good reason. What you guys got cooked. Obviously, last year, 8-4, 6-2 in the WAC, and a real strong step forward for you guys. Now that some time has elapsed and you've been able to take a step back, how do you assess what you guys were able to do last year?
I thought it was a really good year. Our motto was, we felt like we had a good year in 2020 when we played all the FBS schools, went 6-4. But we wanted to go from good to great, and that was kind of our motto. And to be able to, finish up 8-4, made the FCS playoffs first time in well over a decade. The 4 games we lost were a grand total of 11 points. One to that team north of Houston, and then had it first and goal against the Red Raiders up in Lubbock, and weren't able to punch it in, and then got beaten overtime there in the playoffs. So it was a really we felt like a great year, and it was the next step we needed to take as a program. But there's some meat left on that bone, and for the first time we're kind of bringing into the season a senior-laden team. We've got some lofty expectations.
You just reminded me because my brother is a tech grad, and I told him, I was like, you guys got Stephen F. Austin. I'm like, you don't want to. Don't mess around with them.
Oh.
And then he was like, well, tell me about them. I'm like, well, they have a crazy person for a head coach.
Yes.
And they're going to throw everything at you. And they got nothing to lose. And what I appreciate about the way your guys play, you hear it a lot, like coaches, like teams take on the personality of their coach. I feel like there is maybe no team in America that takes on the personality of their coach like Stephen F. Austin Lumberjack. You guys play hair on fire, wild football, and it's fun to watch.
Well, they have a good time, and life's too short to take it too serious. And so, we went up there. We didn't go up there to bowl, and went for it on fourth, I think, 8 times that night, got it 5 times. And like I say, had a chance to win it there at the end and just didn't get it done. But it gave our team a lot of confidence going in the rest of the season.
As a neutral, that game ruled. That's just me.
Yep.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the step forward, and you mentioned the 2020 season. 2020, you guys went rogue.
Yep.
You guys put together an outlaw schedule, basically.
Yes, sir.
And put together. I remember we talked about this last year. Now that we're moved, do you feel like that? I have to imagine you feel like that was still the right move.
I do. Just, with the complete turnover and rebuild that we had to do starting in 19, when we inherited a major infractions case, the NCAA, and, we were starting from ground zero. It was just really important for us and our players and our program to just stay on schedule. We were able to play 10 games. Those guys were able to, gain some maturity and playing big ball games, playing big. Got to play in the Liberty Bowl and here in the Alamo Dome and Sun Bowl. And so some great experiences there and grew as a team, maturity on and off the field. And then, staying scheduled with an off season. And you're starting to see us now. Our guys, they don't back down from anybody, and they're as good pound for pound as anybody in the country. And so I think that gives us confidence as we're now reaching into year 4. And we're taking the field this fall with close to 30 seniors. We've got nearly 100 starts up front with our offensive line, and a lot of guys that have played, legitimate, a lot of football over the past 3 years. They've got that experience now, and wouldn't have had that had we not played or lost the offseason and tried to play a a shortened spring. So everybody during the pandemic did what was right for them, and we felt it was right to play in the fall, and I think it's proven to be true.
Now, there's a lot going on with your team going into 2022. This is, I don't know if you've seen Dave Campbell's Texas Football. We think you're going to win the WAC. We think that you guys are the team to beat. I know there's some fans of other teams who may beg to differ, but
right.
One of the things you mentioned, the 30 seniors. It is pretty remarkable the retention you've been able to have. In the age of the transfer portal, the amount of retention you've been able to have. 30 seniors for a good FCS team is kind of insane to have that many guys. But obviously, that goes back to the buy-in, right?
It does, just the culture you have in your locker room, and that's something that, we work and we're proud of. It's been since day one, did the same thing at Texas A&M Commerce. And it's just treat kids right, pour into them, love on them, and that's what a lot of these guys in the portal are looking for.
Yep.
And, it is tough at our level because tampering is galore. I mean, the NCAA just turns a blind eye to all the tampering that goes on. It's ridiculous. I could show you some direct messages from all our players, and it'd make you want to puke. But it goes on, but our kids are still here. And, we've lost 4 kids in the portal since the thing opened. And, 3 of those guys went to play with former coaches that moved on. And the 4th one was a graduate transfer, and that's a kid that came, got his degree, did it right. Once you get your degree and you got a chance, everybody's got this extra COVID year. I don't blame a kid anywhere in the country to go and do that. And so, but to see our underclassmen that are just so talented and got some guys that are going to play on Sundays, to see them stick it through and get their degree. And, like I say, we want to put a ring on their hand and a degree in the other, and then let them go on NFL or, somewhere else after that. But really, really proud of our locker room, our leaders on this team, and the coaches that have poured into them. So it's exciting.
Well, and you guys, it showed up not just on the field but in the recruiting world too. The recruiting has been really good, and I'll tell you, especially, I know you're a guy who likes to win in the trenches. My man, you got some war daddies in this class. I mean, where the recruiting class that you guys were able to pull in 2022 was really, really impressive.
We've always, there's 2 kind of coaches. Those have been fired and those are going to get fired. And I've never, read an interview of a coach that got fired that said, I recruited too many offensive and defensive linemen. That's just, I've never heard that been said. Yeah. So, we put a lot of emphasis up front and with resources in our staff and resources in recruiting and have built it from the ground up. I've coached college football for 23 years, all in the great state of Texas. Got some great relationships with everybody in this convention. We've been in these high schools now for 23 years. And 10 years as a head coach, we've signed over 400 kids out of this state. And they've not all been great players. They've not all gone to the NFL, but they've all been taken care of and been through a program that I think built them up to be successful in life. And several guys have walked away with rings on their fingers as well, and that's a byproduct of hard work. But, I'm still in this business. I mean, there's a lot of change going on. Everybody wants to get ticked off about it and this, that, and the other. You've just got to change and adapt. And as I've told everybody, we're not changing. We're going to continue, as I said a minute ago, pour into kids, love on kids, treat them right. And if that's not still a recipe for success, then I'll go farm.
You going into 2022, you guys are going to have the ability to put one of the most dynamic players in the state of Texas on. A couple of them, actually, if you want to get into Trey Self, too. But I'm talking about Xavier Gibson. The numbers are astounding. The film is astounding. As the guy who sees him every day in practice and in the locker room, what is it from your perspective that sets him apart?
Just who he is as a person. I mean, he's one of those special, once or twice in a career you get a coach. I compare him to Daniel Manning, who we had at Abilene Christian, first pick in the draft, Chicago Bears, and as fantastic as Danielle was, he was an even better person. Xavier's the same way. He's going to graduate this year and get his degree, and where he's come from and what he's accomplished in life, it just, those are the kind of guys they write Disney movies about. And I think he will have a chance to have a big year this year, and then, probably go punch his ticket and play on Sundays, and no one's going to be a bigger fan than myself because he's earned it, and just by doing things right day in, day out, on and off the field.
Your offense is going to get a lot of headlines. You bring back Trey, you bring back Xavier Gibson, but am I wrong in thinking that this defense may be even better than the offense? I mean, I look up and down your depth chart on the defensive side, and I think you guys got a chance to be really special defensively.
We do. We return. We did lose some guys, there from last season that had a lot of snaps, but we've still got some really strong strong players. Brevin Randall, our middle linebacker, he's got a chance to be Conference Player of the Year. We've got 2 all-conference safeties. Our defensive ends are 2 of the very best in the country. B.J. Thompson, he's an 11-foot broad jumper. He'll play on Sundays for a long, long time. So they are very, very talented. We finished the year last year, top 20 in both. I think we were 17th in the country on defense and 15th on offense. So we play team football out there in the Piney Woods, and just got through speaking here on special teams. And so our team knows, our coaches know, they're bought into team football, and I think we've got a great staff put together and some great players and some lofty goals. So we're really excited to get cranked up.
So finally, you mentioned the team north of Houston. The Battle of the Piney Woods, and you and Sam. I don't know if you heard, but they're on the move. They're going to be their landscape is changing.
You think they're running from us?
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, no, they're doing what's best for Sam Houston. They're moving up, and I'm excited for them.
And this is going to be the last for a while. It sounds like this is it. Does that make it even more important to hand them a parting gift?
For all the alums out there, yes. For our program and our staff and more importantly our players, it's an important game for us to win because we are eligible for the playoffs. We've got goals to accomplish this year. Sam Houston isn't eligible as a transition team. They don't have a chance for the postseason. So, we play 3 FBS opponents this year, and then 7 FCS opponents. So we've got 10 games that really matter in terms of the playoff picture. And so if we were able to pull off a victory in that Battle of the Piney Woods or the Kickoff Classic, and we play week 0 against Jacksonville State on ESPN1. I've played my whole career on ESPN the Ocho. We're finally on 1,
You made it.
We made it. So August 27th, tune in, Greg. You're going to see the Lumberjacks on national TV go against Rich Rod. I've never met the guy. But anyway, back to Piney Woods. This is a big one. It'll be a great crowd again. I've got to play them twice and coach in that game twice. And we've had the lead in the fourth quarter in both games, in 19 and then in 21, and we've not been able to finish. And, back to last year, the 4 games we lost by 11 points, we didn't finish those games. And that's not on defense. That's as a team we didn't finish. And so that's kind of our motto this year is just to finish. If we do that week in, week out, finish practice, finish weeks, finish games, I think we got a chance to have a really special year.
Colby Carthel, head coach, Stephen F. Austin, Lumberjacks. Coach, appreciate your time, and best of luck, my friend.
Always good to see you. Axum.
There's Colby Carthel, head coach of the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. Appreciate his time as always. Good dude.
Axum.
He's a friend of Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Fan of taking off his shirt, which
get
after it, Coach. I love it. Anyway,
I'm not judging.
Coach Carthel. Appreciate his time. We are Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com, TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. If you're wondering in the comments where the magazines are, I'm here to tell you they're on trucks heading to stores right now. I don't control the trucks. Mallory controls the trucks. It's Mallory Hartley 12 on Twitter.
That's not mine. That's not mine. So actually, it is mine. Yeah.
I was gonna say. I thought I knew.
I'm
wait.
lying.
No. Wait. Are you Mallory Hartley 12?
No, that's Pickle.
That's
Ashley
underscore Pickle 12.
And
you're just Mallory Hartley.
I got just Mallory Hartley.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
We've talked about this before. I think you're not the only Greg Tepper.
No. But that's why you didn't.
Who
was able to get like their name on Twitter? Like I was an early adopter on Twitter, and I got at Tepper, which was primo.
Yeah.
Ish has Ishmael R. Johnson.
Craven's
Craven Mike.
Powers is G.
Steps drives me nuts.
G. Power Scott.
Step drives me nuts. Step has more than 50,000 Twitter followers. 50,000, and he's Matt_Step 817. I'm like,
hey, respect to the 817 though.
Yeah, I know, but like a guy like that, we got to build the brand.
That's true.
It should just be like Step. You know what I mean?
Just Step.
Like it's like Adrian Wojnarowski. It should just be like Woj. You know?
Woj. Yeah.
Let me tell you about our friends at Athletes to Athletes. Can I do that? Mallory, I almost called you Pickle because I'm used to saying that.
You always call me Pickle. It's fine.
Yeah, once a show, I do. All right, let's talk about our friends at Athletes to Athletes. Every high school athlete wants to play on the big stage, and every parent wants their child to be the best. But is making your target list of schools based on top 25 rankings really the best strategy? There's a lot of things to consider. What about academics, or location, or coaching style, or financial aid? So many different factors that should be considered when selecting a college program outside of just on-field performance. That's where our friends at Athletes to Athletes come in. They've put together a recruiting guide centered around providing a broader, more holistic perspective on what your college experience could be. This thing has checklists, do's and don'ts, key strategies, tons more. It's a 22-page guide covering everything you and your family should know as you walk through your recruiting journey. And for a limited time, available to TFT listeners, go to athletestoathletes.com/Dave Campbell and get this free college recruiting guide. That's right, free to you, your audience. Just go to athletestoathletes.com/Dave Campbell to download the free college recruiting guide. That's athletestoathletes.com/Dave Campbell, or scan that QR code for our friends at Athletes to Athletes. And now a word from our friends at VCR Now.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texans love doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Thanks, VCR Now. Love you. And now it's time.
Love you. That's just funny.
I love our
I do too.
partners.
It's just funny.
Thanks, VCR Now, for helping make
Love
this
you
show
guys.
possible. And now it's time for Helpful Honda Mailbag Friday.
North Texas Honda dealers want to help you score some great deals on award-winning Hondas. Stop by your helpful Honda dealers today or visit ntxhondadealers.com to learn more.
Yeah, thanks, Honda. We love you too, Honda.
We love Honda, yeah.
We love Honda.
Always
we love all
love
of
Honda.
our partners here
Yeah.
at Campbell's Texas Football. Get your questions in Facebook, YouTube, Twitch about high school football, college football, recruiting, lifestyle, romance, travel, Mallory's first year with the company, this Dave bobblehead, which I saw another one of these in the wild last week. When
Really?
Pickle and I went over to our
yep.
friend Ken Capps' house, and he's got this like shrine to football, and he has a Dave Campbell bobblehead. There's not many of these, so if you've got these, you're kind of collectors.
How many do you think there are?
Couple hundred in the
Wow.
world, but I bet on display, like in places of honor like this, probably like 12.
Yeah.
Sheesh. But not many people have this Aaron Jones bobblehead, though. Our close personal friend, Aaron Jones.
Yeah, we saw him. And
We sat behind him.
we sat behind him.
Him and Alvin. Hey, Alvin.
You were in a picture with him.
Alvin.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were
Alvin,
behind
bro. By the way, Alvin Jones.
Oh, we need him on the show.
Yeah, I DM'd you, dude. You said
If
you'd
you're
be
watching.
You said you'd be on the show.
And he hasn't followed up with that. SMH.
Do we have any questions from the masses?
Yeah. Let's start off in El Paso. Which El Paso team has the best chance of making a deep playoff run in 2022?
Okay. All right. I'll give away part of what I said on Tep and Step yesterday. There's a new Tep and Step up right now. 4A and 3A preview. Okay?
Yeah.
4A and 3A preview. I picked El Paso Riverside to win Region 1 in 4A Division 1.
Okay.
That means make a state semifinal. I think El Paso Riverside, I think it's open for them. I think they're certainly good enough to do it, but also I think that the draw for them is particularly promising. I think that Dumas is the early favorite, but like a lot of that is just like they're the safe pick. Dumas is the safe pick. Maybe a team like Springtown is a safe pick.
Yeah.
El Paso Riverside is the sexy pick. and I went sexy on my 4A Division I Region 1 pick. I think they're going to win Region 1. I think they're going to play in a state semifinal. I love this. I love this team. I think they've got a ton of big-time playmakers. I think their offense is going to light it up. If the defense can replace the what are they? They got to replace 5 starters. If they can be pretty good defensively, and especially peak when it gets to November, I think they've got a great shot to play in the state semifinal. El Paso Riverside is my pick to click in the Sun City this year. Although you were talking, let me just blow up your spot.
Yeah.
It sounds like you and Craven are going out to El Paso week 1, right?
Yep, week 1 of the high school season, and then week 0 of the college football season. Because we're going out there for UTEP and UNT, which plays that Saturday night. But we're also going to try and stop by Canutillo and Pebble Hills, I believe it was.
Which
so,
both
on
those
Friday
teams,
night.
Canutillo might be the best 5A team in El Paso.
For sure.
So keep an eye on them. But for me, my pick to click is El Paso Riverside. That's my. I'm hitching my wagon. I've got two teams that are from far-flung areas that I'm betting on. Betting is the wrong word. No, I'm not betting on them. I want to be clear. I don't gamble on
we
on
don't
high
do
school
that.
Ball. But
Sure.
I'm hitching my wagon to. One of them is El Paso Riverside. Another one is in 5A, and that'll be for another podcast.
So make sure to tune in.
Jeez. What's next, Mallory?
Let's do. So it says, what do y'all do when you're doing this podcast? And I assume, I think it was Aaron Flynn who asked this. When we're running videos and stuff, like what do we do in studio when the video is running? So,
what do we do? We were just talking about. We were talking about food.
Yeah.
We were.
But do we ever talk about anything else here?
No, we just.
I don't talk about anything else.
I just kind of get up and stretch my legs. Like whenever we have like interviews running and stuff like that. Especially like the Colby Carthel interview was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We were just chatting. We were just talking about what I asked her what she was doing this weekend, and we were just having a good time walking around. We ended up talking about like steakhouses because I said that I had got the reservation for our annual Bob's dinner before state championships. So we
Makes
just got
me even more excited. I don't know. Over again.
Like maybe this isn't the same way at other places or like at other broadcasts, but like, well, I don't want to speak for maybe the pleasure's a little on this side of the table, but I don't know. I feel like we're all kind of friends.
Yeah.
Like all of us kind of get along, so we're just like when the cameras are off, we're just kind of just talking like friends.
We all just like we're all so similar. We just get along so well.
We all just kind of get along,
you know?
so it's
Yeah.
that's what we do during those types of things. So,
yeah.
What's next, Mallory?
Let's do. I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Okay.
Who are some teams you picked to win their district that you could see potentially maybe missing the playoffs?
Ooh, so you're talking about teams? Okay, teams that we have winning the district.
Yes.
So basically, we're talking like high variance teams.
Yes.
Well, a lot of that has to also go back to how strong the district is.
Yes, for sure.
So my initial reaction, one that initially springs to mind, we have Amarillo Tascosa winning District 2 5A Division 1. Tascosa was a team that was in the regional semifinals last year. But they have a number of pieces to replace. I think they're a pretty high variance team. I think they're pretty high ceiling, and the floor could be, and that district is good enough that like they could, like Lubbock Coronado could easily, we have them 5th. They could win the district. Like Coronado could win the district. That's one. Trying to think of like, because basically what you're looking for are like balanced districts.
Yeah. Like a toss-up almost every game. Yeah.
Yeah, we have San Antonio Southwest winning 13 5A Division 1. I could see them finishing 5th because that district is so good. We have here's another one. We've I just wrote about them on TexasFootball.com about like teams I think could bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Huntsville, we have Huntsville winning 10 5A Division 2. I like Huntsville. I think they're going to have a bounce back year. I think they got an opportunity to make a run. There is also a possibility that it just doesn't work. Like it doesn't work, and that district is good enough that you could see Montgomery, Brian Rudder, Lake Creek, and Brenham making the playoffs. I mean, Lamar Consolidate I thought was really improved. Richmond Randall is a new program that we just don't know a ton about. Brian Randall, the coach there, like they could have a resurgent year. So that's one. Once you get past 5A, then it's really hard to see a team really bottoming out and not being as good. So I would say those are the ones that immediately spring to mind as teams that kind of have that high variance, and we are winning their district right now. But if you want to say that they're going to crash out of the playoffs, those are ones that spring to mind.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Yeah. Let them know in the comments.
Yeah. Okay. Give me another one.
This one's for you.
For me?
Yes, from Step.
Oh.
Can you tell us where you predict Arsenal will finish in the EPL table? I saw Craven put his out, I think today, and he kind of got lit up. He always gets lit up, but he got a couple of comments that were like, "Really, dude?" Like, but what's yours?
Where's Arsenal finish?
Yeah, I guess that's the question. Where's Arsenal? Yeah, finish.
I think Man City's going to win the league again. I think Liverpool's going to be second. And then there's kind of this glut of teams that I think are next depending on how you feel about like Arsenal, United, Chelsea,
Tottenham,
and Spurs. My sleeper, if I may issue a sleeper, if they could score some stinking goals, I think Brighton's a real sleeper in the EPL this year. I would say it'll make Ish happy if they finish in the top 4. So I'll say top 4. I'll say they finish 4th.
Okay.
But
I wanted to pull up Craven's list here and see what he put.
Yeah, see what he put.
So he put.
I'll go Man City. I'll go City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, United.
Okay.
Brighton's going to be
your sleeper.
That's my sleeper.
Here's Craven's list, which is almost identical to yours. He put Man City first, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Okay, so he's got Tottenham. He's got Chelsea struggling, basically. Yeah. I could see that. But I also think their defense is going to be really good, per usual. They may not score as much, but I think they're going to be. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. QPR is lost their opener last week, I know. But they got a big game at home. And by the way, you know who's a QPR fan? A lifelong QPR fan is Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly is the hero of England, the one who scored the game-winning goal in the Women's Euros final last weekend. She's a big QPR fan. She's a West Londoner, so
nice.
Come on, you R's. Big game this week at home at Loftus Road.
All right.
Do you have other things to add to the EPL discussion?
No. I will say
you want to hop on the QPR
I'm not
bandwagon?
super fluent in EPL, but I have started watching a little bit of soccer because of Ish. We go to the Londoner. Me, Ish, and Pickle a lot. We go to the Londoner. For those of you that don't know what the Londoner is, there's one in Addison, and I think there's one in Euless.
It's a soccer bar.
Yeah, it's a soccer bar. Yeah, you go and you wake up at 8 a.m. sometimes and go and
it was super fun when
beer and
it was super fun to
soccer.
do when my team was playing televised games.
Yeah,
super fun.
But I had fun. The Londoner's fun. Y'all should check it out.
Yeah. You can hop
but
on
that's what I have
do you want to hop on the QPR bandwagon?
Yeah. Okay, they'll be my team.
Do you really want to?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I will.
So happy. It'll be fun.
I'll get a shirt. We'll get shirts.
They've got great uniforms. Blue and white hoops.
Ooh, nice.
Really cool uniforms.
Baby blue or what blue?
No, it's like royal blue. Royal blue, white.
Good blue.
They've got a cool stadium.
Oh,
it's a very
actually,
small stadium, but it's very cool. Go on.
I promised Pickle that I would jump on the Tottenham bandwagon because we just don't like it.
Y'all are jerks.
So we'll have Tottenham first and QPR second.
That's fine. Thank you. I appreciate your courage. I'm happy to be QPR. If anybody wants to adopt QPR as their second favorite team, holler at me. All right, let's do 2 more.
Okay. Let's do given how busy you are until basically Christmas. Any preseason traditions you do before the season starts?
I try to take my wife out to dinner, but we were talking about this because you have man friend, right? There's a man there's a man in your life. Okay, I don't want to blow up your spot. But one thing that my wife and I have found helpful is that the nights that I am most available is Thursday nights, because Saturday I'm usually either exhausted or watching college football. And then Friday nights I'm obviously very busy. So we have put on our calendar, on our planner, to Thursday date nights. We just go out 4 or 5 times a year and stuff during the season. But before the year, I want to take her out to dinner, spend time with my kids and stuff like that. But as far as pre-year traditions, no, just kind of hop in. Got a lot of work to do, and actually, sadly, my pre-season tradition is probably to watch what I eat.
That's a good one because we just talked about that. Yeah,
it's I'm on TV.
Your
diet.
TV Greg almost
sucks. What about you?
I don't think I really have any yet because this is kind of my first.
This is second year, yeah.
Well, this is my I guess.
Well,
my second year being on the staff, but this is my first year on the editorial side,
Right.
so it's significantly different
Yeah.
between the two sides. But I haven't really made any yet.
No. Okay. We'll
But
work
I'll
on that.
be.
I'll ask you this question in
I
1
was gonna
year.
say, check back in with me in a year from now, and I'll be able to answer that. So
All right, Malpal, do we have an ender?
yeah, this one's also from Step. It says, Mallory, power rank the DCTF editorial staff on who you'd trust to pick a good meal on the road. You can
know
help me with
what?
this one.
You know what? That is a loaded question. It's horse.
Can
S.
I put myself first?
To pick a good meal? You are
I did pick the College Station
the
restaurant
Mexican
that we
place
went to,
in Bryan.
and I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. Was it cilantro?
Cilantro.
Yeah,
It's
that
very
was
good.
dang good,
Very
and
solid.
you guys knew that.
Legit. Actually
Yeah.
legit.
Yeah.
Okay, if you want to rank yourself number one, that's not
I'm not gonna rank myself number
that's
one.
that's not vain at all. You don't know, go for it.
You know what? I think it's a tie in first place between Greg Powers and Matt Stepp.
Okay. So 1 and 1A.
1 and 1A.
So 3 now.
Yes.
Who's third?
I gotta think who's on the staff first. Who sits over there? Okay, I think I might do probably maybe Pickle third because she's been all over, so she knows where the good spots are. Fourth, maybe you've given some good suggestions.
Okay, I'll take that.
You book our Bob Steakhouse
do.
reservation, so I'll put you fourth. And then
My secret is always just text tab.
okay, well then you're last then because you just feed off of
I
him.
really do.
So
I'm a fraud.
you're a fraud. You just exposed yourself.
Oh yeah. I think everybody. Let's put it this way. I think everybody watching understands that I'm a fraud.
You don't know what you're talking about. Okay,
yeah,
you need to help me with the last ones though, because I'm kind of so we've got.
Ish and Will. I don't think Will's ever suggested.
I don't think so either.
Like an Ish doesn't really suggest.
No,
places.
and that's where my problem is because
It's like
I think
they
Craven,
like-
Ish, and Will never really suggest places,
They're just
so
more
they're just
like
kind of
they're more like DNFs, like did not finish. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're like ineligible for the list.
Right.
So, yeah, I would trust Matt. You've got it right because the top of this list is the most important. I would trust Matt Stepp or Greg Powers with any food recommendation they give me. Anyone. Now, I will say, Matt Stepp will talk up some trash restaurants sometimes. There are times that he will talk up some trash restaurants.
But isn't that because
But
not
that's-
every single city in the state
Correct.
of Texas has a
They're
great by our standards restaurant?
There are food deserts.
Yes.
There are food deserts in the state of Texas. And he will say, "Oh, this is the best place in blank."
Yeah.
And then you go there and you're like, "This place wasn't very good." But I also have
Yeah.
no doubt that that's the best place there. You
Yeah.
know, because I think Stepp has done his research and Stepp doesn't waste meals. Like
Mm-hmm.
Stepp values every meal, and same with Powers. Although Powers will
Yes.
just be like, "Go to Chicken Express," which I also
Dude.
can't tell you not to do.
Like anytime Powers is like, "Hey, let's jump in the car and go," say less.
And
I love Chicken Express.
all right. That's going to do it for us. Now, wait. Are you I don't think we have a show Monday, right? Are you guys gone?
Yeah, so we're Pickle and I are going to be down in Houston on Monday and Tuesday. So
We might. I'll try to
Okay.
wrangle somebody to do a show with
Okay.
me on Monday.
are you gonna produce?
Yeah, I'll produce.
Hell yeah,
So we'll try to do a show Monday, but no promises.
no promises.
Texas football today. No promises. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbells. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbells. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Colby Carthel of SFA for being our guest. For Mallory Hartley, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please get your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you Monday, hopefully, on
Maybe.
Texas Football Today.